We are here. Hello to those who are watching. And today we're going to have a fair bit of a chat about a few things. Feel free to chat away amongst yourselves and all that kind of stuff. So this week we're going to have a fair bit of a focus on darts, but we're also going to talk a little bit about footy and stuff like that. So if you are on live, give me a thumbs up if it all looks good and sounds good, or just say okay, or just type yes, whichever way you would like to do it. But thank you. Looking good, mate. Thank you very much. So now we've got to get the big shout out and a big round of applause to Dylan Alcott for winning the quad chair singles once again at Wimbledon. That's his second time that he has won that, and now he's in line for the Gold Slam. He goes off to Japan to play in the Olympics. If he wins that, that gives him the gold medal there, and then he's got the US Open, and that'll give him the Grand Slam. Ash Barty, great win for her. First woman to win Wimbledon in 50 years. So I was 5 the last time someone more won that, and that was Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley. So it's funny how the last two female winners of Wimbledon for Australia were both Indigenous, so that's good. And the other one is Min Woo Lee. Now, he just won the Scottish Open. Now, you may have heard of Min G Lee. That's his sister. She's just as good a golfer as he is. And the big one out of that tournament is not so much his win, but Wade Ormsby. He got a hole-in-one, and for his efforts, he won 204 bottles of scotch. So that's not too bad. I'd be happy with that, just quietly. So just a couple of things that I would like to bring up just something that's I'm a little bit passionate about, and we'll do this first. Now, if you go to that link, I've set up 2 pages. One is for Make-A-Wish, and the other one is for Movember. Now, the Make-A-Wish is quite dear to my heart. When Jane and I ran our photography studio, we did a couple of shoots for Make-A-Wish, and what it does is it gives terminally ill kids a wish, and so that's a pretty good cause. You can donate there. Don't feel obliged to donate, but it's just something that I'm passionate about. And the other one is Movember, and that one being for not just for men's health, but for health in general. It's a pretty good site. They're a broad spectrum, and as we get closer to Movember, I'll go through their mental health acronym pretty heavily, because it's one that I believe in pretty strongly, suffering from depression and anxiety for quite a period of time. So that's that. Now, the other thing is, don't forget our website at dartsplace.com.au. I've still got the RVB. I've been busy and I haven't switched that over. The next giveaway is going to be my set of darts that I actually play comp with, which are, I'll see if I can get it focused. I've got a slow lens. It mightn't focus. I might have to bring it there. So these are the Jockey Wilsons Legends, 95% tungsten, and you'll get it with these flights, which are Dave Evans flights. You'll get a set of those as well, which are the Elf style flights. So that's going to be the next competition and giveaway. So make sure that you get into that by subscribing and having a bit of fun online. Facebook user that I can't see, but yeah, Make-A-Wish is awesome. It's heartbreaking at the same time because you know we know that the kids pass away, but at least you can give them a bit of joy with their family before they head down that path, which is unfortunate. So let's get into the first bits and pieces of, and this is really, really good. Dart Connect. If you play darts, you probably know who Dart Connect is. They're an online scoring system. Hang on, let me shift over this way a little bit. And what they do is they do all the scoring for DPA, PDC, and a lot of other clubs and that around Australia and the world. And next week or the week after, depends how many people we get on live. So the more people that are on live, the more people will go into the draw. And if there's only a few people live, well, you got to probably win. So what we're going to do with Dart Connect is give away a year's full membership to that. And it's valued at $24 US. So if you're a darts player, that's pretty good little handy thing. You can practice. You can do a lot of fun things with that. Yeah, and the update on Dart Connect is good. They've finally started to develop a lot of things. Gary Tong, I think his name is, who I've been in contact with a fair bit, when we're trying to get Darts Connect up and running at the darts club I was playing. Good, absolute brilliant guy, and just a champion of a person, and they're doing great things. So, as you probably saw from, hang on, just got to have a little bit of a cough. We're going to start with darts because I know most of the people on here are darts. And if you like the footy and a few other bits and pieces I'll talk about, that'll be a little bit down the track. So over the past week, there's been Super Series 5. This is the Pro Tour. This is where a lot of the secondary players, so most of the people outside of the top 16, this is where they earn their money. So if you've been watching the darts, Premier League and the last couple of events, they don't get included in the order of merit. So this is where these guys make their money. So let's bring up this, and we go over to here, and we get rid of that for the minute. So these are the 4 winners over the 4 days. Steve Bunting got his first win in 5 years, which was great to see. Chris Doby, sorry about the logo, mate. I'll get that off your face. There you go. Hollywood got his first win on tour. Same with Ross Smith, and Peter Wright won the final night or the final day. So it was good to see a few new faces up there in the winners' circle. And as you've probably seen and read, that I call them the Fab Four. I just threw that out there for a bit of fun. But I follow 4 players, 3 of them being Aussies, and the 4th one being David Evans. Now, people have asked why David Evans, and he's been playing darts for a long time, a UK guy. He's just an outside, genuine guy. He's active on social media. Follow him on Twitter and Facebook and everything. He's happy to have a chat. And I just thought, not only with Damon in his second year, but this is David's first year on tour, that it'll be good to follow someone, and hopefully down the track we can get him onto the show, have a chat about how they go about it as a secondary player. Dave's ranked, or he picked up some money this weekend, so he's probably ranked about 110 in the world. He's trying to get inside the top 62 to keep his card. He's still got next year to do that. But let's jump into the Fab Four, and let's see how they are going. So Dave Stretch Evans, who I just talked about, day one, he ended up in the top 64. And what that means is £500 to him for getting to the round two. Day two, he ended up 128th, which that means he's knocked out in the first round. And same with day three, and then back into the top 64. If you're unfamiliar with how the darts work, they do a draw. You're on a board and you play within that board, and it could be anyone from Gerwyn Price's top player in the world to a group of you at the same level. So his averages are up and down. From what I've been watching lately, you've got to be mid to high 90s to get beyond that 64. But at least this series, Dave showed a little bit of form. He went on to try to qualify for the European Tour, which is happening in September, I'm pretty sure. But unfortunately, he missed out on that. The next one is Australia's favourite and the man behind darts at the moment in Australia, and that is Damon Hedder. Damon's qualified he qualified third overall to go to the match play, which we'll talk about in a minute, but he got on the top 16 day one, 32 day two, and then he missed out in the first rounds the next two times. But his averages has been good. He's been scoring pretty well. Had a quick chat with him online. He's feeling pretty excited about going to the match play for the first time. So it'd be good to see Damo do well on that. And then we got GG. GG's like Dave Evans. This is his first time over on the tour, and he's made the top 64 on two occasions, so $500 to add another 1,000, so he's up at about £8,000, £9,000. I think I'll have more updated numbers for the next show, or I'll do a post in general. But GG's been sort of up and down. If you know GG and have seen him play, he's a power horse at scoring, and he's super great darts player. He's finding his feet. I think his family's just about to head over, and it'd be good to see him do well in Super Series 6. Then we've got the wizard, Simon Whitlock. This guy's got me absolutely baffled. Like day one, he got in the top 32. Then he didn't get it past the first round. Yeah, he came across a few good players, but when you're trying to get to the match play, as I said in the first show, that he needed to win at least 2 days to get even close. So this is the first time in his career that he's going to miss the World Match Play, and shame to see, but when you're not in form, you're not in form, unfortunately. Now the other side to Simon too, he's just changed. He's just changed his darts. I posted a picture up. They're not. I don't know if they were the actual ones that he was using, but they looked a hell of a lot like GG's when you have a close look at them. So it'd be good to see him. But the next day he played very well and qualified for the 3 European events that are coming up. So he's up and down, but that's the way with all things that happen in sport. So that's how the Fab Four went. There was a couple of other players that I follow that did quite okay, even though they didn't win it, and that was Rob Cross. He's starting to hit a bit of form, some really good averages. Nathan Aspinall done the same. There was a lot of 9 darters. I can't remember if it was day 2 or day 3, but there was 2 on the one board. So one player got one early on, and then the second player got one not long after the first one, so to speak. So that's the Super Series 5. The updates haven't come out, but I know Damon qualified 3 for the World Match Play. And let's have a little bit of chat about the match play starting on the 17th this week. So I was checking on Fox, because that's where Fox and KO is where the darts are shown. And I got a little bit scared. I couldn't find the darts on there, but sure enough, they are there. So that is great. So that's the draw and the bracket. So there hasn't been a schedule or anything put out yet, but it starts July 17th. I think the first matches are going to be late our time here in Australia, and then 4 o'clock. So that normal 4 o'clock start. Now, depending on the draw, depends when I'll go live initially. I'm just reading through the comments here. Yeah, it was good to see. Yeah, Glenn won one, but he had trouble on the European side of things. But yeah, you got to feel sorry for Glenn Durrant. Early in the Premier League last year when he won it, he looked really shaky. He got through a few times quite lucky on a few of the things, but he took the chances and won the final. But he wasn't what I'd call in super form. But yeah, it's just a shame to see someone of that ability just have no confidence in himself. And I think that's all it is with Glenn, but I could be wrong. Give us your thoughts. What you think? Is he just out of sorts in his head, or is he out of sorts with his throw? So if you're online, there's a few of you online. If you just type in throw or head, and we'll see what you guys think the problem is with Glenn Durrant. But we'll be going live most mornings at 4. We'll cover it all. But if Damo's on the early session, I'll go live on the early session and we can kick back and watch Damo play. But here's the draw. Gerwin Plyce will play Mensur Suljovic. Johnny Clayton, Dirk van Duvenboden, or however you pronounce it. I never get it wrong. You hear it different. Well, yeah, both head for Glenn. So, yeah, it's a tough one for him. And then Dimitri van der Berg plays Devin Peterson. Chizzy plays Vincent van der Voort. James Wade plays Luke Humphreys. Christoph Rajeski plays Brendan Doolan. Brendan Doolan played quite well over Super Series 5. Rob Cross plays Ross Smith, who won. Glenn Durrant plays Kellen Ridds, and James Bailey's played Kellen Ridds and had trouble with him, so I think Glenn's going to have trouble there. Peter Wright's got Danny Noppert. Joe Cullen's got Chris Dobie. Michael Smith, Ryan Searle. The man that looks like a Lord Farquhar. Jose de Souza plays Gabriel Clemens. Michael Van Gerwen versus Damon Hedder. And I've got to run through some of these matches and talk about them. Darryl Gurney, Ian White, Gary Anderson over Steve Bunning, and Nathan Aspinall over Merv King. So that's the draw. And, yeah, I just think so you can't put Damon in. Outside of Damon's match, what match out of those you're looking forward to? Put that up in and we'll have a bit of a chat about your favourite match. So, hello, I'm back. Now, I'm having a little bit of trouble with the focus here. I'll probably have to play with that tomorrow. So sorry about that, folks. As long as it sounds good, that's all I'm concerned about tonight, because I've changed microphones and set up. So, But we'll have a look at Michael Van Gerwen and Damon Hedder as the first match that I'll talk about. I think Damon's going to beat him. Michael Van Gerwen, because it's first of 19. Let me have a look and see if I can pull it up on the notes. It's first of 19 to in the first round, and I just think Damon. So we've got one here, Group 1 and 4. Yeah, that's probably the better group, I would say. But let me have a look. I've got the media releases and stuff here that tells me. So round 1 is over 19 leagues. Best of 19, second round's best of 21, quarterfinals best of 31, semis 33, and then 35. So this is where Simon Whitlock was so good at it, because it was a long format, and he's good at long format. I think Damo's going to do well. Michael Van Gerwen's not absolutely in the best form that we've seen Michael, but eventually in sport the elite get chased down because people start to believe in themselves, and the growth of darts has brought on the likes of Nathan Aspinall and the younger brigade that actually push some of the more seasoned guys. But yeah, I think Damon will win that quite well. The other one I think will be an absolute corker will be Dave Chisnell and Vincent van der Voort. It'll be a fast match, but I think it'll be a good one. And Dave's been showing some good form. I think he'll do well there. Johnny Clayton's got a tough first up draw, but his form should see him win that. And I'm just about to do a review on his darts. Yeah, Damo has beaten him a couple of times, so you won't be scared of him. Then you get to me favourite players that I like outside of the Aussie boys. Nathan Aspinall plays Merv King. Please, 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 please beat Merv King. I just don't like the way Merv King goes about his job. Sooks a fair bit. Oh, someone's got Dirk there. Yeah, he's pretty handy now, Dirk. You've got to give it to him. And then I think Stephen Bunning will knock off Gary Anderson. Gary Anderson's been not in the best of forms at all. So while I'm here, I forget to do this stuff. I don't like pushing it on you guys. You can follow me if you follow me. I'm doing this just out of passion. As you can see, our bonds isn't too good today, and health isn't brilliant. But yeah, this is a passion. So yeah, if you want to pop over to YouTube, subscribe, like the show, and you can do that on Facebook. It just makes it a little bit more fun over there, because you never know what Facebook and all of those are going to do. So that's why I'm doing it on the two platforms. Out of the first round, and I'm going out on a limb here, and this is, I think, going to be the match of the first round, and this is Jose de Souza and Gabriel Clements. Now, Gabriel Clements, to me, is extremely underrated as a darts player, and I just personally think he might push Jose. Long format, got to keep your concentration up. And the one thing that Jose has trouble with is keeping his concentration up to count. Gets himself into all sorts. I'm just going to take a quick drink. So yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to. Hope Luke Humphries does well over James Wade, and yeah, good. Hope to see Rob Cross do well. So yeah, I think the 32 players is a good reflection of old and new, and I think think Gerwin Price will probably win it. But I hope Damo goes deep into the tournament. So, now the good thing about the darts, I was just looking online too for the match play. It's sold out pretty much every night except for standing room on a couple of the nights. So, yeah, can't count out Jose. Yeah, like the way that guy scores, he holds the record for the most 180s in the Premier League now, and yeah, you just can't knock him out. But I think we'd all be, as darts lovers, I think we'd all be happy for a Gerwin Price and Jose de Sousa final. That's just a personal, but I think most darts followers would like it because I think Paul Gerwin was hard done by when he missed out on the Premier League. He gets done for COVID and then goes home and tests negative 3 times. There's something wrong there. So that's the dartsy bit. Now, I did have something here that I want to talk about. Now, you probably would have seen, this is a little bit of an equipment thing. Oh, hang on, equipment. There we go. Now, Bullseye helped me out a fair bit here with equipment to test and stuff like that. So shout out to Luke and Denise. Now, these little fellas here, won't focus up because I'm having problems with focusing, but these are the Condor Axe flights. And if you want a fixed flight, in my opinion, don't buy them. There's no flex in them. They're a hard flight. They're expensive, but they feel like a pub flight that you'd have down at the pub. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of them. I'm a fan of the ones that James Bailey uses. Hang on. So, over there's me darts boards and everything. And we'll get into that when we start doing some live reviews. These are the ones that James uses. So there we go. Condors as well, but they're the flexible ones. So they bend and do all of that kind of stuff. So if you want to go Condor, I'd suggest going down those. If you want to go for a hard flight, either the Robsons, which are these fellas, which go on any flight, or L style, which you can get plenty of. But the trick with the L style is that you can't put them on aluminium stems or nitros from Red Dragon. Anything with an aluminium head, you can't get them on. So that's the bit there. It's just a little bit of a thing that I've come across. He has numbered dyslexia condition. Got to give whoever put that up. Got to give you that one. Yeah, he's. I thought I was bad at counting the darts. He's way ahead of me on that side of things. So there's a strange thing going on in the world, and I normally don't like to bring it up in things like that in shows like this, but being a left-handed golfer, and even though I can't play golf anymore, Bubba Watson. Now, he's with the golf coming up. There's the British Open. Now, he's been denied entry into the UK because he's been seen as a COVID threat. He's vaccinated. He's done all the protocols. He's proven that he's negative, even though he's been around someone that is positive. And they've said that he's a risk to the tournament. Now, when the UK's having 40,000 new cases of COVID a day, do you think Bubba's a risk? And if you're still on the live, answer yes or no. Do you think Bubba's a risk? Because I don't think he is a risk at all, and he should be over there, especially now when countries are opening up big time. Now, the next person I would like to talk about is a a young lady that started her career in South Australia but went across to Victoria. Some of you may not know, I enjoy horse racing and not necessarily betting, but just the horses and the horse racing. My brother-in-law and sister have had horses and, yeah, been around them a fair bit. Grew up in Melton. There we go, there's the sweet spot, I think. Grew up in Melton, which was the home of the Langs, which are Australian leading harness racing family. And just a big shout out to Jamie Carr. She's a jockey. Everybody emphasises the female part, but she's a great jockey in her own right. And on the weekend, she finally did it. She broke the 100 wins in Victoria Metropolitan Racing. Brett Preble held the record at 99.5, and to do 100 rides in a season, exceptional. She's paved the way for a lot of girls to ride. I personally think that the girls are better jockeys than the guys. They have softer hands and they just seem to calm a horse down better than most. So congratulations to Jamie. As I mentioned in the intro, well done to Ash Barty winning the ladies singles. Dylan Alcott. This guy has to go into the Australian Sports Hall of Fame now, even though he's still playing. He's a legend. I'd love to meet the guy because he just seems like an absolute top guy, very humble, and yeah, it'd be great to see if he can get to the Grand Slam. And then we go into, I'll pop this back up again, to my other passion, which is AFL. There was a couple of upsets. I personally think the Tigers are shot. I don't see them finishing any higher than 12. There's injury problems and that, but it was a good win by the Pies to kick 7 goals in the last quarter. Now I follow Hawthorn. I followed Hawthorn since I was a nipper, and they didn't go too well against the Dockers. They got a touch-up. But as I now live on the Gold Coast, I follow the Suns quite adamantly, and well done to them. Down at Ballarat, I don't think many of the boys would have played in 9 degrees of weather, and yeah, they did well, win by a point, got it done. The other winners, the Swans over the Bulldogs, which they got problems as well, and the D's, Bombers, Cats. So that's the AFL wrap. We'll get it a little bit more into that when we get closer to the end of the season. And for the people that have been on the show, thank you. And as I said, once we get rolling with the darts, I'll put a post out to let you know the schedule that will be going live. Hopefully we'll be able to show a little bit of live vision after the matches, not during, due to copyright things, but I will be having live scoring of all the matches when we do go live. And as I said earlier, if you can share this with your friends if they love sport, the more I do it, the more we'll get more sports involved. Doing a stream isn't an easy thing to set up. It takes a little bit of time. And go Hawks, go Suns, bad luck England. And once again, thank you for being part of the show. And if you can, subscribe. And yeah, once again, thank you for being a part of the show. And that's it, folks, for the show.